Hi, my name is Doug Wood. I live south of Detroit. Several years ago, companies came into our community wanting to extract sand for hydraulic fracking. They use it as a proppant. It props the shale after they blast it and crush it up with hydraulic pressure. It's mixed in with the water, and they use massive amounts of silica. So it's basically an issue in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, and the problem with, you probably would think that just extracting sand sounds like it's like loose sand. This stuff is a hard sandstone that's been in the ground for 400 or 500 million years, different layers of this stuff. And when you crush it, it puts particles in the air. It's like a rock. Basically, this is right next to my house south of Detroit, and where they are crushing this stuff and extracting it out of an 80-acre field. This is just 1 year of extraction. This is an 80-acre field that they took clay out, the overburden of 35-foot thick layer, basically the size of this here. So it's quite a huge area of extraction, and then they blast and drill holes the size of a telephone pole in a few minutes, and they call it baling air, where they blow air down. But the problem is when you the nature of silica glass is basically what it is when you crush it or drill it or crush it, you end up with small particles in the air that people can breathe, and that's called freshly fractured silica, and it's basically as toxic as asbestos in the air for people. And there's probably 200 quarries went in Wisconsin in processing facilities. And Illinois, there's a lot of pure silica in Illinois. North Utica, Illinois, it's some of the best farmland in the world, and they have a state park called Starved Rock State Park. And this is like one of the crown jewels of Illinois. Most of the people come from Chicago, and they're basically quarrying up. The farmers there are trying to fight sand mining, and they're basically, some places are just little islands that they've annexed all the property around. These people are little islands that aren't in the village, and they use these villages basically. And the same thing in my community. They came in, they annexed into the village, and the village will let them expand and do whatever they want to do, basically. That's kind of the game plan of these companies. But this goes on over and over throughout the communities. So you know, they get something out of it. The tonnage in buildings. In my community, they got a library, $1.5 million library. So in the state of Michigan, it was pretty sad. They didn't do a very good inspection, basically letting the corporation. They inspected the mine not running for air complaints and stuff with silica in the air. So you know, and then basically the company said that they turn water on when they begin crushing the silica sand, but they turn it off once they're up to capacity, and they crush all day, basically dry. And that's what I've been trying to tell the community. That's exactly what's going on. But when you quench this stuff with water, it keeps dust down, and it keeps it quenches and washes the toxicity, keeping it wet. When it goes into the air from being crushed dry, it stays toxic for like a couple weeks time and travels. So once the stuff hits the air at microscopic particles, it basically, you know, goes deep into the lung, just like asbestos. Exactly, it does the exact same thing, and there's like a long latency, but it can cause autoimmune disease, and there's other things that it causes. It's some nasty stuff, basically. And that's basically what I live right next door to. You can the quarry is basically, wall is 300 feet from the side of my house, and this is just a photo off of the top of my pole barn roof. And so every day we hear loaders and crushers and everything start up 6 in the morning. So, and they basically wanted to quarry 4 different places in my community, is what the companies basically wanted to do. So the sand is used in the Marcellus, and that's under Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and it's the biggest shale play. And, just this summer they put in 2 big pipelines, the Nexus and the Grover pipeline, here in Michigan. These are big pipelines. These are like 42-inch pipelines. So it's it's we even have a guy down the street who's got $1.5 million house right across the street from watching silica come off of conveyors and trucks, and and this is just the start. So, you know. Oh, we also have the Koch brothers bought a glass factory nearby in Harrisburg, another 60 acres. So, you know, that's another threat basically. It's glass for glass extraction and for hydraulic fracking. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen to our community with all that. I guess that's about it.
Thank you.
All right.